What's going on, good people? My name is Nerf Guy on the Bench. Today, we're going to be doing the comparison between the Hypershot and the Jolt. Today, I bought these for $4 at my local Walmart, and we're going to be taking a look at which one is the better buy. If you've been paying attention to the Nerf community, you probably can tell which one is, but we're going to still do the comparison anyway because, content. My original idea was to unbox these for you on camera and then showcase them off to you. But then my Jolt decided it was going to be a lemon. Turns out during manufacturing, the O-ring had been warped. So I managed to tease the O-ring in such a fashion to where I could be getting as close to Jolt performance as I possibly could. Now with that out of the way, I'm going to, first off, put these screws back in for the Jolt. And then we can get on with the original idea of all of this. So, there we go. So we have our Jolt. And we have our Hypershot. We'll be starting with the Jolt today. Excuse me. The Jolt came with two Nerf N-Strike Elite darts. There's not really much to notice on the Jolt aside from its barrel, its oddly colored gray trigger, and its trademark handle style prime. Elite dart in the front. It actually hits pretty respectable ranges for what it's, respectable velocities for what this blaster is. I'm going to be collecting those Elite darts because we're going to be taking a look at what each blaster can do with each other's darts. So I have now 5 Elite darts. All relatively unused. But taking a look at the Hypershot, I want to call it the Hyperion for some weird reason, we get a lot more. We get a much more comfortable handle, I will say that. The front loading barrel, it's actually a pullback instead of the pull down from the Jolt. But it does have the gimmicky Adventure Force X Shot, whatever, recoil action on it, which, to be fair, is nice to rack off, but when you're trying to plink around, I do not want that whatsoever. And since I shoot my blasters more with darts than I do dry firing, I feel comfortable in having that feature removed. And I can show you in a mod guide how you can do that. So, the Hypershot then. How does it get for performance? Well, about that much. It's a lot harder hitting than the Jolt, bar none. I already modified my original Hypershot. With the AR removed and the barrel post out. So it seems a lot more like a Snapfire instead of a Jolt, but they're $4 from Walmart. Am I gonna complain? No. But the one advantage I do see the Adventure Force Hypershot having instead of the Jolt, not only the increased performance, but also the dart storage. Sharpfire-esque. So you can do that and you have dart storage perpendicular to the profile of the blaster. Now, let's see how the Jolt does firing X darts. Certainly seems to be performing a lot better, but certainly not on the par for the Adventure Force Hypershot. Elite darts. They do seem to be hitting just a touch softer than the X darts, but that's just the nature of the X darts. They are shorter and lighter, and inherently they're going to fly a lot better. But the Elite darts still fly pretty well. Now I'm going to be moving on to my opinion of each blaster, starting with the Jolt. I do like how it's a lot smaller than most blasters on the market right now. Yeah, there are other alternatives to the Jolt, but I'm a person that likes originality, and I think the Jolt serves its purpose quite well in the Nerf community, even though there are better alternatives, such as rebarreling a Big Shot, which you have seen on my channel before. But aside from me having to open it up and reseat the O-ring, it's not a really high maintenance blaster. You can do a lot with this in terms, well, not in terms of modification, but it's a very versatile blaster without modification. On the contrary, the Adventure Force Hypershot is very versatile in the modification. It has a pretty nice plunger tube for its size. Its barrel in here is actually isolated, so you can cut that off and rebarrel with, say, CPVC brass. The pullback is much nicer. The handle is much more comfortable, but I personally, I don't like the realistic, recoil. It's a single shot pistol. Unless, if it's a flywheel blaster, say this is a Strife and I've got the rev trigger and I'm just smoking noobs every day, then that's fine. But on a single shot blaster, it's not necessary. So, this is a versus video, so I haven't done this in like 3 years, so between the Hypershot and the Jolt, I'm going to go with the Hypershot, or if you couldn't hear me there, the Hypershot. This is a much more versatile blaster when it comes to modification. And even though if you're not into modification, it's certainly a much better blaster than, any alternatives like the Snapfire or the Jolt. So, pick one of these up, brass it, throw a stronger spring in there, and you'll be set to go. So, I'm Nerf Guy on the Bench. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you later.